I'm making a game where everything I add is from the YouTube comments. Last episode looked like this. Now it looks like this. I added an entire ability system, pretty card animations, health bars, female, and turtle mode. So check this out. Don't get too excited, not the good part. Bam. Full 3D, full immersion, turtle mode. Wow. Perfect, beautiful, sexy, chic. Put it on the wall, hang it up, pin it against the wall, bend it over the kitchen counter. Full fucking immersion. Turtle mode.
Wow, this is just how it would look if I was a little turtle.
Alright, let's get into the full rundown of everything that's different from last time. The original code for the demo was hacked together over a weekend, so the very first thing I did was remake everything. This won't show it all, but it's a million times better. The next videos are going to come out faster. So after I was done that, time to start implementing ideas from the comments, as is the entire point of the series. Ghostbuster21 here suggested I add an ability for the player to steal enemies' cards, and it was just about the easiest part of this project to make. You know, I just reused the player's deck system, made a simplified version of it, so they have a list of cards they have, you know, ratios of what cards, it doesn't matter, it doesn't fucking matter. Shit was so easy. I even added, you know, just for funsies, I fucking added a chain selector so you can, you know, a cool little fucking selector to see what you're selecting. Abilities can have cooldowns that last, you know, anywhere from 3 turns to the entire battle. Ghostbuster21, this time, you're spared from execution. Congratulations, buddy. Okay, so I did the turtle suggestion next, technically, but I'm going to talk about the other one first, okay? Because these two suggestions cause me a lot of anguish, and I'm doing this in order of anguish, not chronologically. Alright, so I have just hours of me drawing and redrawing from this fucking comment from Steel Shield to draw a big, strong woman creature. Hours of footage fucking rotting on my hard drive, okay? So I'm normally a slow artist, but the simple fact of knowing that the record was on drove me fucking crazy, okay? It turns out the solution was very simple. I chugged some sake, some fucking cheap swill sake, and I popped that shit out in an hour, and it looks pretty fucking good. It's a little, like, rough around the edges, it's a little cartoonish, and I think that perfectly fits the, like, surreal aesthetic. I also, you know, redesigned it. Looks great in the game, fantastic. So here's your strong, tall creature lady, fucking whatever, Steel Shield, fuck you. And now it is time to get into the most anguish, the most difficult part of this entire fucking experience. Ballistic Soul 6, this is a message to you. You fucking destroyed me with your comment. Add a turtle card. Is that what smiles sound like? Okay. So I added a turtle card. Well, I decided it's one of those cards where you play it once per battle, it sends itself to your graveyard, and every single turn you get 5 armor. Bam, easy, okay? It costs 3. Simple, effective. Implemented it in 5 minutes. Easy as fuck. And then I had a funny little idea. Alright. What if, when you use the turtle card, the sprites of the enemies stretch themselves out so it looks like they're standing over you, like you're a funny little turtle? Funny fucking idea. Too funny for me to not immediately implement. Alright, I decided to call this the turtle mode, and it completely fucking destroyed me. Because while the drawing took hours, this shit had me waste like at least 12 hours across 2 fucking days for no reason at all. Alright, I've never made anything in 3D before. Alright, but I figured, you know, it can't be that different. You know, it couldn't go that wrong. And guess what, motherfucker? I was completely right. Okay, I was 100% right. It's just 2D with another axis. It's really fucking easy. It is genuinely not very complicated. Like, if you can visualize a third dimension, it's easy. But, okay, I'm getting off topic. The code was rendering completely fucking wrong. Everything was moved to the fucking side when it shouldn't be. Everything was all fucked up, okay? And I read over my code like 50 times, changed a million things, could not figure out what the fuck was wrong with it. And I was losing my mind. I was like, wow, was 3D really as hard as they said? No, it's not. 3D is not hard. Okay, so the library I'm using, the framework I'm using, called Raylib, it does the most basic things for me. Like, it opens a window for me, it lets me get input, it draws images to the screen, stuff like that, okay? Very basic stuff. So, it turns out, in the specific version of Raylib I was using, there's a fucking bug. And what I was doing, I was drawing the 3D camera to a temporary buffer, and then drawing that buffer to the screen, right? And the purpose of this was then I could draw it to the buffer, and I could move the buffer up and down, right? I could move the buffer up and down. And that way I could position the enemies on the 2D screen where I wanted them to be. But turns out, in the specific version of fucking Raylib, there was a bug, and everything was fucked. So I fixed that, and it fucking immediately started working. It just immediately worked. So, yeah, 3D is fucking easy. Never let anyone tell you 3D is hard. Anyway, whatever. Okay. Ugh. I also did a lot of, little quality of life stuff, like health bars, the map having sprites instead of just plain circles. You can access the inventory from the map instead of automatically after each battle. I technically broke the rules by adding these things. I'm only supposed to add things from comments, but I don't give a fuck, alright? It's small, it's cosmetic, it's quality of life. I'm thinking it's time to add a boss. You know, a nice final touch to each floor. So give me some boss ideas, you know, if you want to. So anyway, these are just my suggestions. So if you know, if you're Mr. I fucking hate health bars, you don't have to add a boss. You can just say remove all the health bars. Make them invisible. Make them still render, but then render everything again over them so you can't see the health bars. You could do that if you want. All right, so it's time to go over the rules again for everyone new to the series. Rule number 1, I gotta implement the top comment. Rule number 2, implemented features gotta be from comments if they're significant. Rule number 3, no lame shit like overused memes, okay? Rule number 4, the game has to remain, in some sense, a card-based deck builder. Please leave your suggestions below, and I will implement them for next video.